Today we'll have iReady family session, and my name is Dr. Mercedes Taylor, and I'm a representative from the iReady program. Our outcomes for today, you will be able to explain what iReady is and how the program can support student learning. You'll understand how the iReady diagnostic works. You'll be able to identify resources available to families to support their students, and you will understand how personalized instruction works. Here's our agenda for today. And just notice at the very end that we will have time for question and answers that you can drop in the chat. So iReady is an online program for reading and mathematics that can help your students' teachers determine your students' needs, personalize their learning, and monitor progress throughout the school year. iReady allows teachers to meet your student exactly where they are and provides data to increase their learning gains. So let's take a minute to learn a little bit more about iReady. So it was built from rigorous state standards in both reading and math. And it's a program designed to meet many educator and student needs. It connects rich assessment data to personalized digital learning and teacher-led instruction. So the iReady assessment is the first part, and it's going to give comprehensive insight into student learning across K through 12 skills and pinpoint student strengths and next steps for instruction. It shows you aspirational, attainable goals for each of your students to get them on a path toward proficiency or advanced proficiency levels. It engages students through motivating, personalized reading and mathematics instruction based on their individual skill level. And then our third component is teacher-led instruction that gives your students' teacher data to understand student performance and needs, and provides your teacher with resources for whole class and small group instruction to accelerate student growth and grade level learning. For those of you who have students who are in sixth grade and above, we have a new program called iReady Pro. So if your student is able to access the assessment and instruction through iReady Pro, we have 700 new and updated lessons across reading and mathematics. There's a new progress and motivation system. It's going to boost student confidence by fostering ownership in learning, and your student has visibility into assessment performance. In their iReady Pro dashboards, your student sees their assessment performance across key domains. They'll be able to see their strengths and areas of focus. They will also see detail about the personalized instruction they will receive next and celebrate their successes from the achievement of goals and then the completion of lessons. It's going to maximize learning time when building critical skills is key to shaping future success. So in reading, the Elevate lessons in comprehension are designed for students ready to engage in grade level content. And the essential lessons in comprehension are built for students who need support building knowledge, vocabulary, and key comprehension skills. Essential lessons and foundational skills are developed for students who need support with reading fluently. Some students may have math lessons as well. And again, the Elevate lessons are designed for students ready to engage in that grade level content. And essential lessons in core numeracy are built for students who need support with whole number and rational number concepts. So when we're looking at the iReady Diagnostic, it's an adaptive assessment that provides teachers with rich data to help them personalize your students' learning and meet their individual learning needs. The purpose of the assessment is to determine how to best support your students' learning, not to give your student a score or a grade. The assessment is designed to help your student's teacher provide the right instruction for your student based on their unique strengths and needs. So if a student has never completed an iReady diagnostic, the assessment starts at a difficulty level 1 grade level below the student's chronological grade. If a student has previously completed an iReady diagnostic, the diagnostic will start approximately where the student left off on the previous assessment. The assessment is going to use the pattern of correct and incorrect responses to all the questions students have answered to determine the difficulty level of the next question to administer. As students answer questions correctly, they will get more difficult questions. And as they answer questions incorrectly, they get easier questions. They'll get about 50% of items correct and 50% of items incorrect. iReady will then generate an overall performance level for each student in reading and in some cases math. The information the diagnostic gathers from this process allows iReady to pinpoint where and why students are struggling. In other words, some questions will be hard, some will be easy, and some will be just right for your student. And that helps us gather the information that we need to target their needs. Teachers will receive detailed reports that help them understand your students' learning strengths and needs. Your students' teachers will receive a 4 families report that they can share with you to help you understand your students' learning strengths and needs. There's also an Understanding Your Students' iReady Diagnostic Results Guide and a video to help you better understand the iReady Diagnostic and your students' data. iReady Personalized Instruction provides all students with individualized digital support that is automated and differentiated. Personalized instruction provides motivating, personalized online instruction for reading and math to address both learning recovery and provide engaging and rigorous grade level learning. So based on your students' iReady diagnostic performance, they're automatically placed in the standards-based online instruction customized to their placement level. Every student gets their own unique differentiated instructional experience. The personalized instruction lessons are going to provide real quality instruction that's built from rigorous state standards in reading and math. Reading lessons are aligned with the science of reading research. It's highly scaffolded to allow students to work independently. It complements teacher-led instruction, which allows you to target specific skills when students need additional support or need enrichment or challenge. K through 5 students receive iReady personalized instruction lessons, and grade 6 and above students receive iReady personalized instruction in iReady Pro. You may see different versions of the student dashboard depending on your student's age. When students log into iReady Connect, they'll be prompted to choose a subject if they have both reading and math. Once selecting a subject, they'll be taken to a to-do screen. Once the first diagnostic is completed, the to-do screen will show personalized instruction. On the to-do screen, students can view teacher-assigned lessons, if the teachers have assigned any lessons, and they can view their MyPath iReady lessons. The MyPath section will show the next iReady assigned online lesson in the student's queue. These lessons are automatically assigned to students based on their diagnostic results. They're specifically sequenced to move students towards grade level in all domains of reading and math so they can access and achieve grade level standards. When selecting the My Progress button, students can view some key lesson stats and track their lesson streak. And they can view completed work, which displays their completed lessons and scores and their diagnostic scores. And again, this is for grades 3 through 5. And here is grades 6 through 12. Oops, it's not showing up. So we recommend that all students aim for 45 minutes of personalized instruction per subject per week and maintain a range of 30 to 49 minutes of personalized instruction while passing at least 70% of lessons. When students select the My Progress button, they can see what they've recently completed and how they've performed on the diagnostic. Again, that lesson time on task, so how many minutes they spent on lessons that week, how many lessons they passed, and then how many lessons they passed in a row. So we suggest that parents use a piece of paper to track their students' progress and celebrate. So again, remember, you can use this My Progress page to see completed work, time on task, lesson scores, and what they've learned. Students in grades K through 2 can personalize their iReady Connect dashboard by selecting a buddy and a theme. They can use rewards to play games of their choice. Grades 3 through 5 can also personalize their dashboard with a theme and use their rewards to play games of their choice as well. In this section, we'll share on what can be done before the diagnostic and what happens during the diagnostic. So what you can do to help prepare your student for the iReady diagnostic is to encourage them to try their best and take their time on each question. Ask them to try not to rush. Ask them to get a good night's sleep and eat a full breakfast on the day of the assessment. Try not to worry about questions they don't know, and remind them that it's expected that they will only get about half of the questions correct. We also want to make sure that students read each passage carefully and reread when necessary. Check their work before going on to the next question. And to be respectful of other students who take longer to finish. So when they're taking the diagnostic, they're going to select their subject. Then they will click the button to start the diagnostic. After selecting the button, students in grades K through 5 will watch a video that explains the diagnostic to them. Students in grades 6+ will engage with an introductory experience, not in video format. During the video, K through 5 students will have to click on buttons to see short videos to learn about the tools that will be needed for the test. They must click on all the buttons and watch the videos before they can select Start Test. When your student is finished, they'll receive a congratulatory message, and grades 3 through 5 and 6+ will get a score. Once your student has completed the diagnostic, their teacher will receive targeted and detailed data that will help them to provide teacher-led lessons that are just right for your student. Your student will also receive a personalized instruction path. iReady supports teacher-led instruction. We generate data from the diagnostic that lets teachers view a comprehensive picture of a student's instructional needs. Teachers are provided with a report called the Diagnostic Results Report for each student. This data includes students' overall results and results by domain. It goes on to inform teachers of what each student can do and next steps for instruction for each domain of reading and/or math. Teachers can use this information to tailor instruction to students' needs. It even gives teachers instructional resources like these tools for instruction. iReady Personalized Instruction provides all students with personalized digital support. Our personalized instruction delivers powerful online lessons with real quality instruction built from rigorous state standards. Personalized instruction is driven by insights from the iReady Diagnostic to meet each student where they are. Personalized instruction provides automated, differentiated instruction to motivate students on their paths towards proficiency and growth. Finally, personalized instruction complements teacher-led instruction, which allows teachers to target specific skills when students are struggling or need enrichment and challenge. So iReady lessons are engaging and research-based. They provide access to rigorous, differentiated, and grade level content that meets the needs of all learners. So you may see in lessons that students have a combination of explicit instruction, guided practice, independent practice, and then short quizzes in K through 5 to help students know how they did. Again, the lessons are based on research on effective online learning practices, built from rigorous state standards, and they're fun and interactive to keep your students engaged as they learn. iReady personalized instruction lessons incorporate design principles, are engaging and research-based, are age-appropriate, and provide access to rigorous, differentiated, and grade-level content that meets the needs of all learners. Data from the iReady Diagnostic provides detailed information about each student's strengths and needs to help inform instruction. Personalized instruction helps English learners by providing support that each student needs. Strategic scaffolds provide the right amount of support to help students access the material, build on their knowledge, and achieve independence. iReady is designed for English learner success because it helps to motivate students with personal success. There are strategic scaffolds that allow students to access the material, while the student dashboard helps them track progress and take ownership of their learning. It integrates strategic scaffolds and provides the right amount of scaffold support to help English learners build on their knowledge to achieve independence. It supports academic language development and offers multiple opportunities for English learners to acquire and use language that moves towards complexity. Now let's look at some of the strategic scaffolds in iReady personalized instruction that help students access rigorous grade level content. iReady uses visual scaffolds and multiple representations to help students access content. So this is an example of a lesson showing a word problem using visuals and multiple representations to support content understanding. On the left, the visual representation of the student's folded paper helps best select answer options to identify true statements. Without the visual support, it would be much harder for a student to understand that both halves have the same area, and the visual comparison of the shaded and unshaded sections of paper help the student see this. Explicit and direct instruction gives students the opportunity to purposefully practice skills while receiving direct and timely feedback. Interactive tools in iReady lessons support direct instruction of vocabulary, like in this example, where students can break the word protective into its base and suffix part. In this sample, we also see that students are provided with an explanation of what a base word is in both English and Spanish, with an added option for audio support. Providing direct instruction around word parts helps all students in their academic language development, and particularly English learners. Learning word parts is also a skill that can be applied when students encounter other unknown vocabulary in different contexts. Vocabulary supports provide word learning strategies for English learners. This is an example of what in-text vocabulary support and Spanish cognates look like in grades K through 5 iReady lesson. Cognates are words or terms that sound the same or almost the same and have the same meaning in both languages. In iReady vocabulary lessons, Spanish cognates are provided for English terms where they are applicable. Students can not only see the definition of the word illustration, but they also receive a picture or visual representation of the term. So teachers may assign an iReady lesson in Spanish to provide or supplement the Spanish reading instruction component of a dual language classroom or curriculum. To balance instruction between English and Spanish to meet the learning needs and language goals of a program, class, or specific students. To support biliteracy in Spanish and English. To ensure students develop strong language and literacy skills in Spanish that will support a transition to English over time. To support development of mathematics skills and concepts in the student's primary language. And to make strategic academic literacy connections between Spanish and English before, during, or after instruction. It can also provide partial support or complete instruction in Spanish. And it can be read to Spanish-speaking students in Spanish. So here are some ways to support your student at home. So before the diagnostic, you can prepare your student by explaining what the diagnostic is. Make a plan for success on the assessment. You can communicate with your child's teacher and follow their guidance. and share what information you know. To support our students, we want to encourage them to do their best. And we can also track and discuss progress on their MyPath and their personalized instruction. We also want to celebrate our students' progress as much as possible. So always ask your student to see their scores or ask them how they are doing on their iReady personalized instruction. When students are learning at home, you can make sure they have what they need. So we want to make sure that the students have a quiet place to work, a device that works with iReady, internet, their login information, and headphones, and paper and pencil for tracking their lesson progress. In order to help them focus, you can plan together for how and when they will work on their learning path activities. You can direct your students to the to-do section for upcoming lessons and encourage them to take their time, ask questions, and take notes. Something to note is that some teachers may assign the iReady MyPath for homework, and some teachers may have them do it just in class. That is up to your child's teacher. Other ways to support at home, keep them motivated. So explain that iReady will help them learn and get them ready for the next grade level. Encourage them to take their learning seriously. Remind them that mistakes are okay and part of learning. If they don't pass a lesson, they can take it again. We also want to help students track their progress. So ask your student to discuss lessons and what they're learning on their MyPath. Ask them to tell you or write down what they learned and any questions. And regularly review progress using the My Progress page with your student. We also want to celebrate their progress. So we want to celebrate milestones such as passing a lesson or reaching a goal. So some examples are maybe creating a graph or putting marbles in a jar after passing lessons. You can post certificates of achievement on the fridge or somewhere else visible in your home. And you can reward hard work and focus. One resource that I'm going to drop into the chat is the link to our iReady Family Center. This is a place where you can go in order to ask any questions that you have about iReady. I'm going to drop that link in the chat right now for you. And feel free to bookmark this page, because if you look, it has a section that has a video that you can watch to find out more about iReady. You've got guidance and tips for students learning at home. You have information on understanding your students' diagnostic results and support if your student has to take the iReady diagnostic at home. The majority of your students will be taking the diagnostic at school, so this may not be something that you need to look up information on. I also want you to note that you can change the language up at the top here. You've got a section for what is iReady, frequently asked questions, technical support as well. And as you scroll down, again, you have information on how to support your student, such as a family guide, a video to understand the iReady diagnostic data and diagnostic results. You have some tips that you can put on your refrigerator to help support your student at home. Data trackers where students can log their lessons that they've passed and how much time they've spent. A video on how to support your students at home. Digital readiness for your students, especially our younger students who are in kinder and first grade. Troubleshooting. And then also a video to motivate your students. So some key takeaways about the diagnostic is that it's going to provide information to your students' teachers so they can best meet students' needs. It will help your student by encouraging them to try their best on the assessment. And you can use the resources available on our support sites for families. For personalized instruction, it provides students with lessons based on their diagnostic assessment. Make sure to regularly review progress with your student using the My Progress page on the student dashboard, and celebrate your students' progress.